Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, Classic Non-Classics. This is episode number 2291 and episode number 2270. Actually, it's 85. I have pretty much a Daredevil trade and a Spider-Man trade. First we have is Daredevil and Electra, Red Fist Saga, Part 2. You're probably thinking, Nick, didn't you purchase the first volume? Yes, I did. I saw the library had the second book. I figured, why not get it? Save a bit of money. Yeah, this book collects issues 6 to 10 of Daredevil. I believe this is volume number 7. Yes, we're still doing Chip Zdarsky's run. And this is a bit of a rant I'll have a little bit afterwards finish this book. Also, we're continuing off Chip Zdarsky's second volume for the book, where the whole thing with the razor, with the, not razor, with the with the red fist, yeah, where basically their group of training people were on this island, and now here's something you might find familiar me saying this. The Avengers don't like what Daredevil's doing, so they attack his island, and the island is destroyed. Like, it showed up in issue 1 or 2, and then it's destroyed by issue 10. Yeah. I'm like, oh, by the way, there's a cameo here by the Punisher. Because, of course, with the tie-in to Jason Aaron's run for Punisher for some reason. I don't know why. It's really bizarre. Yeah, and I do appreciate those members. Oh, yeah, Daredevil and Spider-Man are friends. Until Daredevil decides to take one of Spidey's web cartridges and web him up. No, seriously. Also, this whole book, I do not know exactly the reason why. Now, here's the thing. Matt Murdock clearly has not shaved in a long time. He does do this occasionally over the years, where he would just simply not shave because he's going through a mental, basically something with his mind per se, and that's usually the reason why he doesn't bother to shave. Sometimes he appears very scruffy looking, but occasionally he will sport a full beard. Yeah, this is something in particular he won't do very much per se. But this is a return to, if you're thinking, when was the last time he had a beard? Did he have one when Shaw wrote the book? No. Did he have one when Wade wrote the book? Nope. I think the last time officially he had a beard, I think, if I'm thinking, what was it, let's say, who was before Mark Wade? Was it, Andy Diggle? Nope. Brubaker. Scruffy looking but never had a beard. I don't think he's had a beard since the 80s. So, yeah. Also, Electra herself, basically at one point, she's framed for basically murdering the U.S. president. Like, who is the president of Marvel Universe? U.S. president? Because over the years, they generally acknowledge who is the president of real life. But then for some reason, they stopped doing that. Yeah, they apparently never acknowledged Trump was president. Nope. And thank God I don't acknowledge the guy who's currently in the White House as president because, well, I'm not going to discuss it. Yeah, so, I'm like, oh yeah, that was the Hand who killed the president, not her. And I'm like, you don't bother to investigate the fact the Hand could be responsible for it? Yeah, it's like basically Zdarsky is being told to have all the Avengers, who, by the way, the people who show up in this book are Captain America, Black Panther, Spider-Man, who, by the way, is not the main Avengers team at this point in time. Nope. Oh, by the way, the artwork in here, 7 is Rafael Deglio, Marco Chito, the 7 to 10, 8 and 10. 9 is Manuel Garcia. The cover of the issue is Marco Chito and Matthew Wilson, who's the color artist here. Now, by the way, one of the members of this group, now here is the members of the Red Right Fist. You have Speed Demon. Yes, Speed Demon. He actually is a support character with Bullet. Fancy Dan, who's from Spider-Man comics. Stiltman. Yes, Stiltman. The Wrecker of the Wrecking Crew without his costume. Stegoron. Agony. And Dr. Sasquatch. Yep. Yeah, and of course there's referencing here. Like, first they're like, you're lying. Lance is a lie. Bullseye didn't kill him. Oh man, Logan 45. You would have worked with Bullseye during the Hell's Kitchen if you did. Daredevil 19. Yep. So this scene is really cool. Yeah, a guy named Bullet. I don't remember the name guy before, so. Yeah, and then of course basically you have where Electra is about to confront the president, and she's confronted by frickin' Iron Man. Yes, Iron Man. And of course you gotta love basically you have Detective Cole talking to Fancy Dan. And he asks the obvious question. So why do they call you Fancy Dan? What's it to you? Hey man, you can relax now, you know, right? You're a tough guy. When I was a kid, I learned some martial arts, judo and karate, the bullies in my neighborhood. Thought the boxing was fancy. I took the classes because of bullies when I did. It made it worse. Been there. Name is Cole. So, okay, I don't have a problem with this explanation. Why the heck he's called Fancy Dan? So, yeah, in case you don't know who Fancy Dan is, he's one of the enforcers from Spider-Man comics. So, yeah. So apparently this president is not really it's some demon. Okay, that's who he is. And yeah, there's also some really dumb stuff here. Oh yeah, and then here's the Punisher. Screw issue 12 of his book. Yep. Oh yeah, and then here we have, after when I was going to Punisher, and then we have it where, let's have it where apparently Daredevil Electra wake up basically where, like, they woke up and they're just getting dressed. No, they did not have sex. Despite the fact they frequently do. Yep. And then they're in North Carolina with Fancy Dan. Yeah, it's like, yeah, you have them to do superhero work, which is something. Got off the island, which is good at that. Yeah, and by the way, this company is called Castle Max. I'm like, is Ardesky referencing the Marvel Max series, Punisher Max? Like, why the heck is it called Castle Max for? It makes no freaking sense. They have Agony taking on Electra. Yeah. This has been really interesting so far. I mean, then we have, let's have Punisher show up here. Yeah. IKEA. This, I'm thinking you may have character next to me. We have Punisher's doing with a dragon. Yeah, then we have the war between the hand and the red fist. Yeah. Oh, yeah, then we have, then you have Cole taking U.S. Agent S.H.I.E.L.D. and shooting zombies. So, like, okay, that's cool. We have Stinger on to play here. Still really cool stuff here. Like, where Speed Demon helps out, too. Okay, I think she's a bacteria who popped up from the page of X-Men. And they have Captain America here with Spider-Man. Of course, Ardesky, love Spider-Man. Of course, you have this wonderful flashback sequence here of Daredevil in his old red costumes. So, yeah. Clearly they are doing the whole fist thing, and then the other hunky-dory until the island's attacked. Who? Where? Okay, so apparently they revealed that Foggy Nelson is dead. What? Yes. Foggy Nelson is dead. Yeah, this I think is quite stupid. Yeah, I'm like, what? Yeah, this is, I thought, was kind of dumb. Like, okay, so they kill off Foggy Nelson in issue 9. Yeah, and then Stick dies again? Yeah, again. Okay, actually, Key is actually from the miniseries Daredevil Woman Without Fear. So, okay, so Doc Samson leaves, and they kill off Foggy Nelson. So, Zardesky, what the heck are you doing? Why the heck would you kill off... Yeah, that was really strange. Yeah, and then of course, they bring in some Avengers. Yeah, and who would Avengers show up? We have Iron Man, Spider-Man, Captain America, Black Panther, and the Jane Foster Valkyrie. I'm like, that's an interesting lineup for Avengers. Yeah, and of course, because they broke up villains in prison. Yeah, and then we have Spider-Man take on Ziglar. Amazing! You release a dinosaur? what was a solid idea. Oh, yeah, that was kind of funny. Of course, I was like, I've got the T-Rex. Go talk to Daredevil. Sure, he's not listening, Tony. Yep, of course they fight. And, of course, yeah, Black Panther fighting Electra. That's interesting. Yep. Of course, they hug. And, of course, get webbed up. And then, of course, he's knocked out. Yeah. So apparently Fog got killed at some point, and then of course the island just collapsed. Like the kingdom just collapses. Like the whole island just falls apart for some reason, and that's that. Yeah, it's like we get an interesting start for this storyline, and then we have like, really the Avengers. Yeah, I don't get it, but this book I kind of enjoyed. I give this book a 9.5 out of 10. In case you're curious about Agony. Agony is someone named Gemma Shin, who is from the Extreme Carnage storyline. Yep, she's the current host of Agony. Yeah, she's been, basically after that Extreme Carnage crossover wrapped up, she was to play a minor role in Devil's Reign as part of Thunderbolts, and she was part of the Thunderbolts book for like one issue. And then she went over Daredevil. Or by issue 10, basically, she's like out of the book. Because the remaining issues of the book basically just deals with something else. Yeah, and my rant is this about this book. It's like, okay, when issue 12 came out, yeah, it's like, okay, so you think that's going to be in? Nope. 13. Nope. Oh, by the way, they kill off the Beast in here. Yes, the Beast, the leader of the Hand. It's like, okay, then Foggy's brought back by the penultimate issue. Like, what? Yeah. Yeah, so he did die, but then he comes back. Yeah, I'm like, what? Yeah, I thought this is kind of weird. It's like, okay, so I guess Zardesky must have regretted killing him off. He was only dead very briefly, and then, of course... Yeah, then basically kind of have Daredevil back normal by the end of this book. Which I'm looking forward to reviewing those last books. Now, my guess is probably the very next line for the series, which will be part 3, will contain those last 4 issues, and that'll probably be it. Yep. Alright, moving on to sort of a brand new era for this character. We have Miles Morales Spider-Man, Volume 1, Trial by Spider. Brandon Rader, Cody Ziglar. Now, you're probably thinking, have I ever seen this read before? Well, not that I know of. Yeah, he is, of course, the newest writer of the book. Yeah. Now, have I reviewed anything that he did previously before this book came out? Well, the first issue he worked on was the issue of the previous one for the book. He did a couple issues of the previous volume. He's also one of the writers for Spider-Man Beyond. Of course, also of the Spider-Punk miniseries before he did this book. And, well, the book starts at issue 5. This book collects the first 5 issues of this second volume. Now, this book in particular, the whole premise of this book is that basically Miles has having troubles with superhero work. It's basically the of his life. Like, okay, that's a new idea. So, like I mentioned, Cody Ziglar is a new writer. Federico Beniti is the artist for this book. Oh, when that second volume next one comes out, I will talk about basically the replacement for Chip Zdarsky on this book. So, most of it, basically, the first issue has Scorpion show up. Yes, Scorpion is here. Yeah, then of course, Miles gets involved, saves a girl. Yeah. And here's something I gotta praise right here. In the first issue, we have Genki. Yeah, he may not have good speaking terms, but at least he's featured. Also, is it just me, or is he here drawn like Lawrence Fishburne? Yeah, I thought that was kind of weird. Yeah, Genki looked like he slimmed down a bit, maybe. He looks a bit taller, too. Yeah. So, yeah, he's basically been suspended because of, well, stuff related to superhero stuff. Miles like the parents, they're perfectly fine. And it takes in the Bumbler. Yeah. Yeah, then, of course, he gets hired by Misty Knight. Well, and of course, then we have Sterling show up here. Those of you not familiar who this woman is, this woman is the granddaughter of the Vulture. Yes, the Vulture is her grandfather. So yes, she is biracial. And Miles is dating her. Yep. Yeah, because some people at Marvel did not want to follow Bendis what he wrote for the character, because he was dating Bombshell. And then that relationship was completely forgotten about when, of course, the new writer took over. Yeah, he ignored a lot of stuff. And, of course, he's around with Misty Knight. Misty Knight, of course, becomes a supporting character in the book with, I think, like with the third issue of the book. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, she becomes a supporting character in the book, which, that is interesting. I guess, my guess is probably the reason why they decided to feature her as a supporting character in this very book, because, well, they probably had nothing for her to do, so put her in this book. Of course, she was also featured in Captain America stuff. She's only here for the opening 5 issues of this book, and then she's gone. Yeah. Genki, I gotta praise this writer for this. Genki, if you're really curious though about this find for Miles Morales Spider-Man, he is here for the first 6 issues. Yeah, and then of course he's absent like right after this one. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, it's like okay, but I at least got praise the writer for this. At least Genki's featured from the start, unlike in the previous one where he's barely featured like a year into the book. Find Scorpion and find this Redeemer woman. Yeah. Actually, Rabble. Rabble is a completely original character. My guess is that yeah, and here's the thing about Redeemer. She's only here for this opening story because she is not here again. Because what happens next, I'll get to that. So, pretty much this whole a big mystery on her, and there's a lot of resentment toward her. And apparently Scorpion is working with her, which is interesting. Yep. I gotta admit, this story was actually a lot of fun. I enjoyed this. Yep. I give this book a 9.5 out of 10. If you're really curious, what happens next after the first 5 issues? The book crossover Carnage as part of the crossover Carnage Reigns. Yep. And here's the strange thing about that crossover. This book managed to continue zero problem right after that crossover wrapped up. Not Carnage. Nope. Not Carnage. Carnage got a restart. Yep. Yeah, he got a restart. As for why, don't know why. Yeah. I'm definitely looking forward to basically now, if you're really curious about the Carnage Reigns storyline, it's a very small crossover. It basically crosses between, of course, Miles and the Carnage book. Yeah. So like I mentioned, the book gets restarted. Event wraps up. Yeah, I do not know the reason for this. It's just basically, I just returned the book for no reason. Yeah, I'll talk about that when I talk about Carnage Reigns. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But not much else to say about these trades here. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up here and basically just put this up. I'm probably go to bed. Okay. So yeah, that's a particular view. So stay tuned for tomorrow for my other two comic corners. I may or may not get a chance to do One Piece tomorrow, but I will be doing Jujutsu Kaisen, Case Closed, and Bleach. Yep. Next video. Bye.